Everyone likes data, because when you have more data, you have more freedom. Freedom to do whatever. That's why AT&T is offering you 15 gigabytes for $100, plus $15 for each line. Because the more data you have, the more freedom you can enjoy. Freedom to post more memories, download more fun, and share what matters most with who matters most. 15 gigs of data for $100, plus $15 for each line at AT&T. What more could you want? I sure can't think of anything. AT&T. Mobilizing your world.
Come in now and get the all-new LG V10, designed to capture, edit, and share high-quality video.
Pricing is monthly for service on smartphones on AT&T Next. Other pricing options available. Overage monthly and other charges and restrictions apply. See a store for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
January 15th, 1967, a monumental day in sports history. Two professional football leagues came together as one. The AFL champion Kansas City Chiefs. The NFL's Green Bay Packers.
There are millions of people on television and everyone looking, all with speculation, to see what kind of a game the Green Bay Packers are going to play today.
The Super Bowl is underway. Sharp looks, throws in the end zone, great catch by Mac McGee.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. There is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Namath has not been bashful this week, and he has said that the Jets are going to win. He doesn't even predict it. He said, I guarantee.
The New York Jets are the world champions.
John goes back to throw again. Fires out left side. Incomplete.
Taken right off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Bounced into the hands of John Mackey, and he goes in for the touchdown.
Bradshaw looking for somebody to throw to. Fires it downfield. And there's a collision. That's caught out of the air.
The Dolphins have completed the greatest season in NFL history.
Roger pumps and one. He's going long. Pearson makes the catch at the 5. Touchdown. Would you believe it?
There is nothing the Eagles can do. And Pazorchik fumbles the football. It's picked up by Herman Edwards. Touchdown Eagles. I don't believe it.
This Super Bowl will be viewed in 41 nations around the world.
Oh, man, Willie. He's going all the way. Walter Payton has rushed for 275 yards.
Well, thank you. Give my best to Nancy.
A sensational diving catch by Butch Johnson.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are the champions for the 4th time.
Looking to throw, and he throws into the end zone.
Brand new single-season rushing record for Eric Dickerson.
I have goosebumps all over.
This game. I appreciate this game so much because I thought about it as a child. I wanted to do it. I couldn't wait to just get a glimpse of that television. And some of you guys to play against the Marinos.
That was unbelievable.
To play against the Montana.
He's going to run against Phelps. He's into the end zone.
Troy Aikman, man. Emmett Smith, Mike Irvin. Are you kidding me?
Back to back.
Steve Young, I got to play with. Jerry Rice.
Here's a goodbye, baby. Deion scores a touchdown.
Now we can run inside the 10. Head first. My goodness.
Balls at the 1. Time runs out. That's it.
As I look at the men on this stage behind me, I think about the many great moments that they helped produce. The championships their teams won and the fans they entertained. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves that these are the jobs we've always dreamed of having.
I want to send love to every fan, everywhere. It's your hunger and your love for the game, and your love for what we do that makes this game what it is.
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. You be proud of this game, and you can do a great deal for football today. Let's go.
everybody, with Super Bowl 50, 3 days away, as Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos battle it out with Cam Newton and the Panthers. We are 3 days away. We are live here on King Jordan Radio, and my bold pick, of course, is the Denver Broncos. Let Peyton Manning go out on a high note. In the event, welcome to King Jordan Radio for Thursday, February 4th, 2016. Tonight on the show, we'll discuss Jodi Arias, the latest with Johnny Manziel and his troubles. Former WWE superstar Bret the Hitman Hart faces cancer. Bill Cosby in court yesterday. We have the details here. The latest on the Virginia Tech story, which was a very tragic story. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now join us through the internet of my new website, which is called KingJordanSportsandMedia.com. You could 24/7 news, and there is all the shows after it's done there, as well as our friends at iTunes. So keep up with that. Ladies and gentlemen, he was the lead defense attorney for the Jodi Arias trial, and he's back. He was on last year, December to be exact. He has a new book out. It's called Trapped with Miss Arias, Part 1. Let's bring back to the program the lead defense attorney for Jodi Arias. His name is Kirk Nurmi. L. Kirk Nurmi. Good evening, Nurmi. Mr. Nurmi, how are you?
Good,
Welcome
Jordan.
back.
How you doing?
Okay. Welcome back to the King Jordan Radio Show. It's a pleasure to have you on again.
Oh, yeah. Great. Good to be here.
As you heard in the intro, we're going into a milestone with the 50th Super Bowl, and I got to ask you, Kirk, who is your pick for this year's Super Bowl?
I tell you, I got to say, having watched the Panthers dismantle my beloved Seahawks, I think it's probably the Panthers' year. They look pretty darn tough.
They do look absolutely tough, but the defense of the Broncos has been counted out. The past two games, one was the championship game against an impressive New England team. They defeated, and they defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if they could get through those two, there's a very good chance that they can defeat the Carolina Panthers.
We shall see on Sunday, won't we?
That's what definitely makes it interesting. But last time you were on the show, we did the whole show based around your book and Jodi. This time we're going to actually talk topics. Besides that, we will touch on Jodi just to get that out of the way. But first, let's bring out some information about your book, Trapped with Miss Arias. Fill my listeners in on how to obtain that book. And if you want to give a little information
back in
to the new
November,
listeners.
I published the book back in November, which is part 1 of 3. It deals with what I call from getting the file to being ready for trial, and it deals with the things that you saw or didn't see before trial began on January 2nd, 2013. And the book is available on Amazon.com in both paperback and Kindle edition. And it's a lot of the feedback, the legitimate feedback from people who read the book. They've enjoyed it, and they've enjoyed kind of learning the backstory to the trial that captured the attention of so many individuals.
Absolutely. Now, you were on Nancy Grace a couple of days ago, maybe a week or so ago. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And
that was after the Radar Online story, I believe.
Right, exactly. And Nancy was talking to you about the case somewhat and about the book, and the word vaginal grooming came up out of your mouth, I saw. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what you meant when you told Nancy Grace that Jody said that with the vaginal grooming, because people have been asking me, so I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much more specific I can be. I tell the story detailed in the book. You know, so I guess if people want more details, they can go to it. But
I'm sure
it's hard to get much closer to or a more apt description than I think what I gave Nancy. And Nancy and I had certainly talked about that a few weeks ago too. So that was certainly, like I say, one of the experiences that happened before trial. And kind of the
now we all know that the Alexander family, they're hurt forever. No, we can never take away their pain. Not in a million years. Nothing you, me, or anybody could do at this point. But from your perspective as a defense attorney, was there anything positive that came out of that trial for you?
For me personally, or the entire experience?
Either way you want to take that question.
Well, you know, it's hard to say that anything positive comes out of something like that, because what you prefaced before is true. That, you know, what you said about what happened, the Alexander family and their loss, and certainly the Arias family has suffered too. I just, you know, I guess the answer to your question is no, because I walk away from the trial, and still, as I look at it months later, it was just a profoundly sad and tragic situation. There's no victory in anything really, other than, you know, as an advocate of against the death penalty not being imposed. But really, it's just a tragic situation all around.
Did you find yourself having compassion for a person that might have to go through the death penalty?
Well, certainly I have compassion towards anyone who has to face the death penalty. I mean, I don't think it is a situation that anyone ever thinks they're going to find themselves in. And you know, for me, I guess there's you know, the death penalty is murder, it's killing, and I'm compassionate towards anyone who is facing being murdered, be it at the hands of another individual or at the hands of the government.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of states that have banned it, and there are a lot of states that openly do it. Texas, of course, very pro-death penalty. For the life of me, I can't figure out why one would be so pro and one would be anti. Have you figured out any ideas?
You mean different states?
Yes. Like take Texas,
you know,
for example.
I think it's the politics of it all. I mean, certainly I know Texas has that reputation, but I remember, you know, a few years back, Maricopa County, where I practice, was one of the leading counties for imposing the death penalty.